of involving intergenerational wisdom, the children, the adults, the older people of the society, throughout the estate, through a sample, in the process of thinking about what the future of Nagaland is going to be.
Soon a series of action research workshops were held in Nagaland with the support of some dedicated and enthusiastic personnel of Administrative Training Institute in Kohima. Listening to children and the young people was at the heart of these workshops. The process of appreciative inquiry was used as a tool for soliciting response from the people.
No matter how difficult the situation, how desperate the situation, how depressing the situation, there's always something good to look for from the past. And you find that the moment you start looking at those few bright spots, even in the most depressing situation, people start getting excited about it. So in appreciative inquiry, you start with the discovery cycle, which is really one of finding out what do you want more of.
A team of highly motivated facilitators was trained for this purpose. The members of the team were sourced from across the state to catch the dreams and aspirations.
If I were an artist, I would just paint a picture, a beautiful picture about Nagaland. There will be lots of lights, sunshine, birds, flowers, trees, and it would be a scene of festivity.
I would think in terms of multi-lanes stretching across Nagaland, tunnels going through our mountains, and a vibrant people, young people on the move.
I'm very confident that Nagaland is definitely going to be a much better place in the future, and it's going to be the best place in the world with all the modern amenities, modern facilities. We'll have all the wonderful institutions, the best in the world. It's going to be the center of excellence.
Another interesting aspect of the dream-catching exercise was two separate polls of both the interviewers and the interviewees, in which they were asked to vote on 10 imperatives of the rallying call for children, and they came out with 3 very clear priorities: educate every child, care for every child, and fight HIV/AIDS. Clearly, people have begun to assert their priorities, and an atmosphere is building up in favor of peace. This yearning for peace and all-round development is now finding its statement through the children and the young people in the state.
It's a wonderful feeling that people are looking forward to imagine Nagaland with positive dreams, which envisions a place of harmony first of all, and peace and unity.
It was encouraging to see that the imagined Nagaland Hall was not just the only place where the yearning for peace was evident. Even in the streets of Kohima, the children and young people have now begun to promote the cause of peace.
I think the biggest dream which myself, along with I think many other fellow Nagas would have, is that peace should be there in Nagaland. Because all these years of these insurgencies, this has cut into the very fabric of the society, and it has stunted the developmental process in Nagaland. So if there can be peace, I think everything else is possible.
During the last 1 year, there have been over 60 peace rallies organized by the peoples themselves. This has never happened in the history of Nagaland over the last 50 years of insurgency. Never happened. Women, children, adults, tribal leaders, students, and in one voice they made a resolution. We call upon Government of India, we call upon the state government, we call upon the various underground factions to do everything that is possible in their command to bring everlasting peace here.
This young boy Aviku in many ways epitomizes the thinking of the young generation in Nagaland. He finds it very difficult to understand why the people in Nagaland have been embroiled in a mindless conflict. It makes him feel deeply hurt, and he expresses his feelings through his paintings.
This painting is about unity, peace, and respect for all. This man climbing up the mountain, it represents the people of the Nagas. And he goes from hill to hill with a message of peace, and thereby he is building the bridge of understanding and friendship among the people. And with him is the spirit of peace, which is represented here at the background in the form of a bird, which is the bird of peace. And in this process, the unity, peace, and respect for all grows bigger, stronger, and it forms like a mighty mountain.
Away from all the humming of the workshop, I had a chance to visit a nearby village, Kanoma, to interact with the children and to be a part of their dreams and aspirations. Here, I met a class 10 student, Zaki. He's a big fan of Hindi movies, and he sang a song for us in his own typical Nagamese Hindi.
लाखों है यहाँ दिल वाले और प्यार नहीं मिलेगा आँखों में किसी की वापुआ पुआ कि तेरा नहीं मिलेगा दिल को कहे चार ना मिला और दिल को कहे चार ना मिला आज जो कुछ में दिल में तुम्हारे ने कहा लाखों है यहाँ दिल वाले और प्यार नहीं मिलेगा.
When I visited his school and asked students in his class about their dreams for Nagaland, Zaki got up and wrote, "I want my country to be independent." But for realizing his dream, Zaki is strongly opposed to any form of violence.
I don't like this thing. I hate violence, and so I would like to born from like our country, like what I say, a country which is free from this kind of thing.
I think in the world's largest democracy, Zaki has a right to express his dreams and aspirations. It's undoubtedly a challenge for us in mainland India to win the hearts of these Nagas who think they are not Indians. It can only be done by giving peace and reconciliation a chance in the state. Not even for a moment I felt like a stranger here. Aviku even told me,
First of all, I myself is an Indian, so I consider that you are also, maybe you may be from a different state, but when you come to Nagaland, I consider you as a Naga, and I will be treating you as I do with any Naga in this land.
this young genius wants restoration of peace in his state so that he can realize his own dreams and aspirations. Interviewing and getting interviewed by this young girl, Akobu, was one of the most intense conversations of my life.
Imagine that you have an opportunity to meet the Prime Minister or the President of India. What would you tell them about us?
I would tell the Prime Minister, the Naga people are hurt. they're wounded, they're in anguish. And they've been wounded consciously or unconsciously by our own brothers. You being the leader and our head must with folded hands ask for forgiveness, and having done that, say, let us hold hands, respect each other's uniqueness, respect each other's differences, celebrate each other's unique histories, and evolve a way of creating a world which is sane, which respects life.
People in Nagaland love their culture and their unique identity. While a large tribal population in Nagaland is meticulously preserving its cultural practices, the wave of change is fast catching the young. These young people epitomize the current wave of change in Naga society. Listen to the voice of this little angel. Watch the confidence on her face. She is the Nagaland of today, and in children like her resides the Nagaland of the future. I finally bade goodbye to my hosts and returned to my home in Mumbai, where we manufacture dreams for entertaining millions of people. But the dreams and aspirations of the young ones in Nagaland often come alive in my mind. I miss Aviku's paintings, Zaki's song, and that unforgettable question that I asked Akobu.
What is the meaning of your word, Akobu?
I have another name.
Okay.
That is Kehu Sedenyo,
What does that mean?
the beginning of life.
Can I touch the beginning of life?
Thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure, and I think this will go down in my memory as one of the most touching moments in my life.
A process of listening to children has indeed begun in Nagaland, and with that has begun a new beginning of life.